Welcome, guys, to another episode of Shop Talk. We got Alex.
What's up, guys?
We got Jordan. We got me. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
So, I'm just going to start off by saying Isaiah's one of those people, if it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any.
I know
If-
people like that.
He finds himself in situations that makes you question, is he just an idiot? Or is he just cursed?
I'm cursed.
He he'll get into a predicament that makes you sit there and go, I've never seen that before. Or like, you had to have messed something up. Like, he just gets himself in some predicaments that makes you question his well-being.
I question my well-being. I do. I really do. Like,
So, give an example. Well,
so at work, right, all week,
okay.
I was on small lines. First shift, I'd come in, first shift, would run it perfect, you know. Wouldn't have a problem. He would let me know, it's ran great all day. You got you got a reload or two here and there. So I'm like, all right, pretty easy day. And I would get there, dude, and it's just everything just bad happens. Like that one day, the freaking line blew out. The whole entire line blew out. And I have no idea. The line had ran through first break. It ran most of the day, and then all of a sudden, boom!
Boom.
And then, back to last week's episode, whenever he ran over that piece of axle and busted his tire. But then he has some weirdly good luck, too. Like, whenever you got in that car wreck and that fence post went straight through your windshield.
It was coming at me.
If you look at his windshield, it's exactly like where his headrest is on his driver's seat.
God.
And somehow
That Civic?
Yes.
So,
Somehow
I had a
it didn't take his
Civic.
head off.
So I just had bought this Civic.
So, blessed and cursed is what
Yes, I'm blessed and cursed.
Okay.
Well, he wrecked 6 times that week already.
Okay.
No,
Like,
that's
no
what started
exaggeration.
That's what started it.
He wrecked a lot that month. I know that. At least 2 vehicles.
No, because when I had that Civic, I took a break, and it was
We
like,
wrecked the Civic the very first day you owned it, right?
yes, very first day I owned it. So keep in mind, right? This is a little front end drive, or front wheel drive, Honda Civic, 5-speed. So I'm driving. I buy it, and I'm driving it. I'm like, it's colder. It's like coming down like a little sleet, a little small weather. Right, so I'm sitting there and we're driving. I got Nate with me, and we drive down Bear Waller. I don't know if you know where Bear Waller's at. So we're driving down Bear Waller. It's sleeting, I'm 17, I think, 17, 18. And I'm like, I think this car is the fastest thing in the world. It's got subwoofers in the back. I think this car is the stuff. So, the little rice burner. And I'm driving, and I'm, shifting, being an idiot, driving fast on Bear Waller. So, it's got these couple, in the road, it's got these little, humps or dips or whatever.
Whoopties.
Yeah, little whoopties. Well, a whoopsie is what it is. What it was for me. So I'm sitting there, I'm driving. I go over the first one, and it wasn't bad. Then all of a sudden I go over the second one. And this one, once you get to the top, it drops more drastically. When I got to that second one, I caught air. And when I hit the ground, it rattled, and the car turned sideways because the roads were kind of slick, and I couldn't correct it. So I went through this wood plank fence, went between 2 trees that weren't from here to the camera away from each other. A Honda Civic went through this little space right here.
God.
I missed both of those trees. One of the posts went through the windshield. I remember watching this. It went through the windshield, and my car jerked and pulled me this way and went in the back seat.
That's wild.
It was coming right at my face.
It was what's the movies, Final Destination?
Yeah.
Is that,
Final Destination 2.
Yeah,
there were
definitely.
some wild movies.
So, no, it was a plank. It was a plank. It had a sharp edge plank where it broke, and it, went in my back seat. And then a freaking wooden post came through, and it came through, and my car jerked the other way and went through my driver's side window. And I'm like, dude, how?
You never
didn't
even got hurt at all, right?
No, I had
bruises, cuts.
I had glass all over me. I had a little nick on my neck where a piece of glass did hit my neck.
But you could have actually died.
And no, listen, that's the thing, because that car, I was headed right towards a pond. and it was like 30 degrees outside. I was in ball shorts and a jacket. And the back end of that Civic, dude, just kind of drifted around the back of that freaking pond. And what's crazy though is the passenger side of the vehicle wasn't touched.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, dude.
Was he with you?
Yeah, that was with me.
You would have thought that would have like made him drive a little better.
Now.
But he's had like 5 wrecks since then.
Yeah. And then I had that one where, so I bought this little car. It's a Mitsubishi Mirage. I talked about it in the last episode, or our first episode.
Yeah.
So it's tiny. Like how small is that car, Alex?
It's very.
It would fit in the bed of my truck. Like it was a very, very small car.
It was like similar to the size of a boat, probably,
Okay.
Maybe smaller.
but a hatchback.
But smaller, I feel like. Right. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe like
Maybe a little bit more compact.
I'm talking about lengthwise.
A little bit bigger than one of those stupid little smart cars.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than one of those little stupid.
Literally, the tires on it was like that thick, like 4 inches thick.
They weren't big at all. But, so, I bought it, and I'm driving it back and forth to school because it gets like freaking 40 miles a gallon. Like it's the easiest thing on gas ever. So I'm leaving basketball practice, and I'm on my phone, and all of a sudden, someone stops in front of me. But it's the thing. It was a situation where a lot of people don't believe me where I've wrecked so much. But it was a situation where my phone like beeped. I picked it up, did this right here, and put it back down. And next thing you know, I hit somebody in the ass in the middle of the key.
I forgot you even wrecked that car.
Yeah, I wrecked right in the middle of the key in front of where that Dollar General was.
Did it total it? I couldn't remember.
I didn't total it.
I don't even remember you wrecking it.
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't remember how long you had your truck, but I know you FaceTimed me.
I hadn't made the first payment on it.
He FaceTimes me and I answer it. He's sitting there. He's looking at me. He's like, he turns the camera around. I can't remember if your airbag deployed or not, but you see like the front of his truck, like all smashed up or something, and like his hazards was on. He was sitting there and he's like, I just rear-ended somebody. And I was like, no way, dude. Like, and the person they rear-ended, they ended up driving like an extra like 100 yards and then pulled over. Like,
Wow.
I don't know the reason on that, but Isaiah does have a nice history of wrecking.
You know what's crazy though about that Mitsubishi Mirage? So I wrecked it. It was out of commission. So my stepdad was like, "Here, I'll let you drive my old brown truck." 2 days after, he let me drive his own brown truck. Right? I've been driving it for 2 days. I drove to London. It was basketball season, and I was driving back. I was driving back from Norfolk High School because the district tournament was up there, and I was watching the girls play. And I was coming back home late, and I fucking fell asleep. I fell asleep driving, bro, and it was on Rock Quarry Hill.
In the gap?
Yeah, on the left side where they do all that, put all them culverts and stuff in. I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I was like this.
Completely sideways up on that bank.
Oh my
And
God.
and instead of slamming on the brakes, I panicked and just slammed what my foot was on, and it was on the gas. So I made myself go even faster. And I hit a culvert. I was going probably 80 by the time I got top speed before I hit that culvert. I hit that culvert, I went from 80 to 0. Boom, stop.
God.
So,
That ain't even the best part.
no, that ain't the best part. I almost died this night.
Again.
No, like it's God that's the reason I didn't die that night. So, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, Eric is going to kill me. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I just wrecked the vehicle. And now I've wrecked another one that's not even mine. So I'm trying to get out of the truck, but I can't. Like, so the front part of the door and then the fender well here or whatever on the front, the driver's side, was bent. So anytime you went to open it, it was like hitting this so it wouldn't open all the way. People were driving by getting out. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Do you need help? No.
I'm
No,
just on
I'm
my
all right.
side here.
Yeah, that people were stopping. Do I need to call nobody? No, don't worry about it.
I think I can get out.
Yeah. I was so mad, and people were stopping me and asking me stupid questions. Like, do I need help?
No, I just pulled over him.
No, I pulled over. I figured I'd take a nap right here. I was tired. But no, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get a hold of people. I ain't got much service. I'm on the phone with mom. I'm crying because I just wrecked my stepdad's truck. And I'm like,
And all this time, you're still sitting there sideways, right?
I'm still sitting there sideways. Like, the passenger side seat, you can't see out the window because it's ground. Because the truck may just as well may have been sitting like this, like completely on its side.
Yeah.
But it was like this, and there's a bank and then the road. So I'm sitting there and I'm on the phone with mom. I'm crying. She asked me if I'm alright. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. She's like, how's Eric's truck? I'm like, I can't get out of the truck. You know, it's pretty, I reckon it's pretty bad.
This was in the dark too, right?
It was pitch black dark. You know you ain't got no service on Rockport Hill.
Yeah.
So-
You do at the top of it though.
It was like close.
He had like
Close.
just enough, I guess, to
I
make a
had
call.
just enough service to text mom. And I was on the phone with mom, and I'm sitting there, and then I see something flicker. And all of a sudden, the entire front end of that truck's engulfed in flames. So I'm on the phone with mom, and I'm like, Mom, I gotta go, the truck's on fire. And I hang up.
She's probably had her mind racing.
Mom's at work, she was at PGW.
Oh man.
So I can only imagine. I don't even know if she heard me or not. But I can only imagine, like I just hung up on her.
Was the window rolled down on your side?
After you told her you were stuck in the vehicle, couldn't get out, a few minutes later, Mom, I gotta go, the truck's on fire.
Yeah, you can imagine.
So then what?
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, the truck's on fire. What am I gonna do? I try opening it. Okay. Dude, quit calling me. So the truck's on fire. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I gotta get out. I have to get out. If I don't get out, I'm gonna burn alive. That's gonna be miserable. So I'm
That's a
sitting there.
bad way to go.
Yeah, dude, I would hate to go that way. God. So I'm sitting there trying to open the door, it won't open. So I'm like, alright. So I'm like, how am I gonna get out? Like, I can't kick the window because I ain't got no leverage.
Yeah.
You know? I can't punch it because I ain't got no leverage. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I am out of luck. I'm going to die in this truck. It got, the entire front end of the truck was still engulfed in flames, and I was sitting in the cab. Like, I'm sitting there and
I
I'm
don't know
like,
if I've ever heard you say how you did get out.
oh, I'm about to say it.
So, was you not able to just turn the key on or roll the window down?
I didn't try that. I wasn't thinking about that.
Okay. Okay.
I wasn't thinking rational
Right.
because I just wrecked my stepdad's truck and I'm freaking out.
Right.
And now the truck's on fire.
Now he's about to be burned alive.
Now the truck's on fire. The last thing I'm worried about, oh yeah,
It could have worked.
it could have, maybe, I don't know. But I'm sitting there and I'm freaking out, you know. And my feet start getting hot. And then I start to fucking panic. My feet starts getting warm in that truck and I start to panic. Like I can't explain how on fire this truck was.
Engulfed in flames, you're sitting in it, middle of the night.
Like
and it's dark, so
you're
you're just seeing flames.
You're looking out the windshield and all you see is hell. And you're like, you're 17 years old, you just wrecked your stepdad's truck, you just wrecked your car a couple days ago.
You're kind of thinking maybe I should just stay in here.
Yeah. Not really, but yeah, you know. So I'm sitting there, my feet start getting hot. And I'm like, dude, I'm getting out of here. So what I do is I mustered up enough, I swear it was either God or Superman that entered my body and got me out of that truck. Because I opened the door and I was able to move it about this much with everything I had, right? And then I put my feet on the center console and I freaking pushed, right? And I got it and I was able to like squeeze my body out of it. And I got out of the truck and I was holding the door like this and I let go of the door, dude, and it slammed so hard. Like if my legs would have been within the door frame or whatever, it probably broke both my legs, how hard it slammed.
I was gonna say, like, imagine you're trying to get out of a burning vehicle. You pry the door open enough, you get like halfway out, and it slams you shut in there. Like,
Dude, I'm telling you.
that was just a bad
So
situation.
keep in mind, at this point, I'm in a t-shirt, jeans. It's like December, cold.
At least you had a fire to keep you warm.
I wouldn't get nowhere near that truck, bro. Once I got out there, I took off running.
It never ended
the
up like
road.
blowing up, right?
No, it never blew
just
up.
burned.
I just watched it burn. It had all my school stuff, all my basketball stuff, my Letterman jacket, everything I owned in that truck burned.
So Eric, man.
He was glad that I was all right.
You know how it is, like, they're like, I'm glad you didn't get hurt, but then they're like in the back of their head, like, I'm gonna kill him.
Like if you would have died, he wouldn't have cared about the truck.
Exactly.
But then like you're not hurt.
Which
at
that's what
all.
he told me. He told me, he said the truck's replaceable. He said, I've had that truck for a long time. He said, I love that truck. He said, but the truck's replaceable.
That's what everyone says, but you know you still get a little bit mad.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I would get mad if my son.
especially whenever the other person's not hurt at all, because then you're like, you can tear into them.
Yeah. Like, you didn't even get a scratch.
You should have at least broke your arm. But listen, what I keep, like anytime I tell the story, the only thing that goes through my head is like, what if I'd have been, what if I would have got knocked out when I hit that culvert?
Yeah,
You'd have burnt alive.
for sure.
And at the time, Isaiah was probably like 160 pounds.
Yeah, that's what I was
He was-
imagining when he said he squeezed out.
He
Probably
was
swam
lucky
back
to even
there.
have the strength to open the door. He was tiny.
was tiny, dude.
This reminds me of, I'm pretty sure Jacob wrecked in the similar area. Do you remember?
Maybe.
It was an old Silverado, and he wrecked it somewhere. Pretty sure he wrecked it around the rock quarry.
But, dude, it was crazy, man, because my stepdad was drunk at home. He was drunk at home, and he drove to Rock Quarry Hill, picked me up, and when he picked me up, he made me drive home.
That sucks.
And
Like
I'm
I
like-
just got in a wreck,
Almost died.
almost died. You're driving home, your foot's like this on the gas pedal.
Yeah. He told me, he said, which, Derek, he was coming to the house that night, or the next day, and he said that he drove by Phillips and seen the truck on a rollback, burnt.
I got a story to tell. So you remember that old Dodge truck I had?
The Dakota?
Yes. So I wrecked it. The week I paid it off, I wrecked it. Going up Sangap Hill towards Frosty It. It was like 3 in the morning. I was blaring Chris Young so loud I was going half deaf. I was leaving Taco Bell because I was working there. Get to the top of the hill and it's wet outside and I'm freaking going around them turns. Next thing I know, I'm fishtailing all over the place and I smack into the side of the hill. Completely tore up the front end. Chris Young's still blaring out to the world, super, super loud. And something happened to where the horn was going off.
Oh,
So it went off for like 20 minutes straight, just the horn. And I got lucky, and the person that happened to be pulling up was a firefighter. And they got out and started fooling with the truck and all that stuff. But anyways, the very next day, so our dad, he woke me up and he was like, come on, we're going to test drive a car. And I was like, I just wrecked like 6 hours ago. And I went the next day and was test driving cars. And I was like, man. And also that same truck, we was leaving school one day. And I was driving down the hill. I don't even know if you know this story. I was driving down the hill, me and my sister. And whenever you're leaving school, the line's like 2 miles long,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
on that hill.
I wouldn't know.
And my clutch pedal fell off. And in my head, I wasn't thinking I could still use my brake. So I was just thinking I completely lost control.
Oh, man.
I had to swerve over onto the other side of the road where people's coming up the hill, buses and everything. I'm on that side of the road. Luckily, no cars was coming. And I have to somehow get back in the lane and pull over at the chicken hut, and I had to put my pedal back together because it just fell off.
And you did that without using brakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Like my clutch came off, and I was just panicking. My foot was.
Kind of like
doing
Isaiah, I
that.
didn't think to roll the
Yeah.
window down.
I didn't think.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. Whenever you drive a 5-speed, you have this thing in your head.
You have
I need
use
to hit the
clutch.
clutch.
Exactly, yeah.
So I wasn't thinking, especially if you're going to hit the brake or if you're not in neutral, you sometimes feel like I need to hit the clutch. And there wasn't a clutch there for me to hit, so I just panicked and didn't hit nothing.
I don't know. I don't.
Have you ever been in a wreck, Jordan? I want to hear you talk.
Really, I've been pretty fortunate. I've been in some lines, but I've been fortunate. The only wreck I really remember is when I was probably 16, and I wasn't the one that wrecked. I was a passenger. It was me and my cousin going down Pigeon Roost there in McKee.
Hmm.
going around those curves. She was driving a Camaro, rear-wheel drive. Roads were wet. She goes around one of the curves, cuts completely sideways, catches traction, cuts back the other way, and then we plow to the side of the mountain. And I wasn't buckled up, so I slung forward, spiderwebbed the windshield with my forehead, and I blacked out. I woke up with the ambulance people in my face.
Gosh.
They drove me to London.
Did you have a concussion?
No, after I woke up, I was good. My mom was freaking out because I had a neck brace on. It was just protocol. They had to go through all
I
that
was
stuff.
on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that if you see your kid on a stretcher,
Yeah.
I can't
and
even
neck brace,
imagine.
you're like, they're like paralyzed.
Yeah,
Think the
I was
worst.
fine.
Yeah.
I had a knot on my head.
You're like them NFL players. You're like,
Dude, hey,
Yeah.
speaking of NFL, did y'all see that rugby guy that signed with the Chiefs?
I did see that.
There's
I
a
don't-
rugby guy that signed with the Chiefs, guy that came from
I've seen
rugby.
that like with the new kickoff rules, they think he's going to be good at that because he's apparently like as fast as Tyreek Hill.
He's faster.
He's faster without pads.
Rugby?
Yeah,
He went where?
the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm tired of hearing about the Chiefs.
Dude,
Dude, the Chiefs, man. Like, when are they going to lose?
Is Kelsey staying with the Chiefs?
Yeah.
but here's the thing though, right? Is I feel like I run faster in pads than I do without pads. I really do.
It might just be a feel though. I don't. You'd have to actually test it.
Yeah. Hey, fact checker.
Yeah, I really
He's
wish.
not here today.
I need a refill.
We get,
We're back, guys. Sorry, I had to get a little drink. Jordan's, you was saying that your kids was at the lake.
Yeah, I just got a video of my kids were getting in the lake, like right now, currently. It's got to be.
and it is
freezing
March
cold.
30th today.
Yeah, it's got to be cold.
Like
it's
last
warm-
week,
it's warm out
last
today.
week it was like in the 30s. Today it's 70, but you know the water's still probably really cold.
Yeah, it ought to be cold. Yeah,
That's the thing though with kids. It's weird. You'll be at the beach. It'll be 7 a.m. They're in the water.
dude, they're tough as nails.
I don't get it. Like I'm a chicken when it comes to cold water.
I am too.
I don't even like swimming in pools, like unless it's heated.
I always wanted to do a cold plunge, and last February, not last month, but
Last
one
year.
prior, yeah. We went out to Lake Linville and wanted to do a cold plunge, and it was a warmer day in February, probably 40, 45 degrees, but the water's still ice cold,
Yeah.
and it's excruciating. It feels like needles just going through your skin.
Well, cold plunges are supposed to be like good for you.
They're supposed to be
They
very
are
healthy.
very beneficial, but you have to do them
Consistent.
Constantly.
consistently. Yeah.
So there's a buddy we're all familiar with.
Okay.
He had told me he just recently started doing some like cold plunging. He said sometimes when it's cold outside, he would just stand outside in the cold.
Give me
Not
a-
necessarily.
Give me an
It was
initial.
Raker.
Okay.
So
Breaker.
sometimes I think he said he would, whenever it was like snowing and stuff and cold, he wouldn't necessarily do cold water, but he would wake up in the morning before work and go outside for 2-3 minutes. Like, I don't know what he was wearing, but he would go out there in the cold. And I guess it like wakes you up like crazy.
I'm sure it does.
I would like to do cold plunging,
That would be a good way to kind of ease into the cold plunging, kind of
just cold weather.
yeah, condition yourself to.
Yeah.
Something I would like to do, like, is have a sauna.
Yes.
Cold plunging and sauna.
Yeah.
I really want a hot tub. I love hot tubs, man.
Okay. I don't think hot tubs are really as beneficial as.
I don't care if it's
Saunas.
beneficial or not. I love them. Like, it can be 90 degrees outside. Everybody be swimming. If that water is any bit cold, I'm not getting in. We was in,
So you won't even hardly get in like a swimming pool and then 90 degrees out?
no, we was at Panama City Beach last year,
Gosh.
and we was in the heated pool.
You're
Yeah.
ridiculous.
The water,
He's the weirdest person on the planet.
I can't swim unless the water's hot. Like,
He's
it,
Oh my
He's the weirdest person on the planet.
it has to be hot for me to want to get in there.
How hot are your showers?
They're hot.
Dude, my showers are steaming, bro.
Really?
My skin is like
Does your
cherry
shower
red.
get as hot as your sink?
Yeah.
Like, his sink gets so hot, dude, your skin like melts.
Y'all don't ever like just turn it down to cold water, just let the cold water hit you?
I ain't gonna say I've never have. Like,
I've done it.
I've done it,
Okay.
but like
It's not every time.
sometimes I will take like a lukewarm shower, but it's like if I was outside doing something in the summer, which is not very often.
Let's be real.
I was gonna say like if I just got done mowing or something, but
It's like once every year.
I like to just let nature do its thing, you know.
Yeah.
Nature will cut the grass when it wants to cut it.
Yeah, come fall.
I don't like to interfere.
Come snow time.
Yeah, I don't want to interfere with nature.
Yeah,
That's just messed
he's a nature
up.
guy. First off, sorry, this is a little off topic, but have y'all been seeing this stuff about Diddy?
Yeah.
No.
You not seeing this stuff about P.
Basically,
Diddy?
he's been doing.
He's-
He's under investigation for like
Sex trafficking.
child sex trafficking, and
And
he's like on the run.
I reckon he's like a lot of like bigger like rappers now. He is like,
Are you looking up Diddy?
No, I think I just
He ain't a rapper.
liked one of his songs the other day. I
he's
did.
he's a producer. I don't know if he. Does he even sing? Well, I guess he used to.
yeah,
He's went through like 6 name changes.
the Diddy's
He used
wild.
to be like
man.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah,
Like
he's
also like one of the richest men on earth.
he's like the new Jeffrey Epstein.
Apparently, he had like cameras all through his house, and he had like all these high-end celebrities go there for parties, and everything's on film. Yeah, it's basically a Jeffrey Epstein kind of deal.
And you know who Meek Mill is?
Yeah.
So apparently, P Diddy like raped Meek Mill.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like
Fact checker.
yeah, right. Like that's like part of the investigation. Like P Diddy like butt raped like
That's weird.
Meek Mill.
Never heard
That's
that.
wild.
But I've also seen stuff where it wasn't really rape. Like Meek Mill was enjoying it.
Well,
So
you
it's
gotta
just-
also
So he
think.
consented.
You gotta think. If you're a grown man, if you're not drugged, no drugs,
Right.
would another man your size be able to do that to you? I get it. There's factors to it.
Yeah.
There could have been some money involved. There could have been like a life threat. Something could have been involved.
But I reckon like Meek Mill was calling P Diddy like daddy and stuff. Like on some like weird stuff.
So that shouldn't even be under investigation. It was consensual.
If
Right.
we
But
die
that's-
here soon,
Yeah, if we
Diddy
die,
came and killed us.
listen, I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed.
Yeah. If we just go missing, look for Diddy.
But another thing, dude, Ryan Garcia. Y'all remember hearing about him, that boxer?
Yeah, I've done seeing all his stuff all over Twitter.
I've not seen a lot of it, but
There's
Yeah.
just so much stuff that's similar to the Epstein situation.
going on right now.
But like all these high-end celebrities, I guess they just get bored, and so they just
It's weird how common it is with rich people.
poor people like
Well,
are too busy working.
but hear me out though, right?
Not
So-
saying that I would just do that, but like,
right.
So the elites of the world, right?
it's like the Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
Yeah.
So I am a firm believer in the Illuminati. A lot of
Yes.
people don't think the Illuminati's a thing.
I wouldn't say I necessarily believe the Illuminati, but I do believe the elites. Like I believe there's people that's got a
So
lot
you
of power.
believe in the Illuminati, you just don't like calling it the Illuminati.
Basically, I believe there's a group of people with a lot of power.
Yeah.
And that control everything. So apparently there's an island or somewhere in the woods where all the elites go to worship this owl statue.
Okay.
Right? So this owl statue is it's like kind of like a ritual thing. It kind of has something to it's kind of have to do with religion, like Satanists and Christians and stuff like that. So Ryan Garcia is a big Christian. He said that he's seen, all this stuff take place, and then so he was, tweeting about it, bringing it to the
Public, like he was making it known.
bringing it to the public. And then all of a sudden, like once all this stuff happened, he released a video saying that it was all bogus. Like everything he said was bogus.
There's like
And it looked like he was reading a script.
Hmm.
So it's just,
some people
It's
believe
wild.
it's like he's a boxer, so they think he has CTE, which is like a brain condition, like if you've been hit in the head so much, basically.
but Ryan Garcia's a good fighter.
Some people believe it's that, but then I'm kind of like where I think I want to believe what he says, So I feel like people was blaming it on CTE because they don't want that to be true.
Right.
But some of the stuff he said is kind of like, who would just make that up?
Right.
But then again, it's hard to not say, well, CTE does kind of make you do that. So it's just kind of like a 50-50 deal.
And so with that, y'all remember the girl on the airplane?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one that's freaking out.
The one that's freaking out. That you know, that is not real back there, you know, whatever. So
Trying to get off the plane.
yeah, I seen something the other day where from that situation, a couple months later, she posted a video. Right? She posted a video saying that everything she said was bogus. Just the same incident with Ryan Garcia. Right? So
Basically, it's the elitist, probably hushing them, hush money.
yeah.
So
So
that or they got something on them. Blackmail type situation.
yeah. Or they're probably freaking dead.
Well, what do you think about the dude that pays for the bills? What's his name? He like died on the field. DeMar Hamlin.
DeMar Hamlin.
He like died on the football field. They brought him back to life. So then he ends up getting healthy again, and then they show him at like one of the games, and he's sitting there waving, but he's wearing all these clothes covering his face, snow's covering the camera, and he's waving. A lot of people was like, he actually died. That's not actually him. So people was kind of, I guess it's like a conspiracy theory. People was like wondering if he actually died. There's a conspiracy theory about everything.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Like, have you ever noticed this rock up here? If you're driving past my house, there's a rock in this person's yard. Every time I see it, it's like looks like a Bigfoot statue. Swear, it looks exactly like a Bigfoot statue.
I've not seen it.
You'll have to pay attention to it next time you pull in.
I haven't noticed.
From a certain angle, dude, it looks like a Bigfoot standing there. I mean, it's only like as tall as this table.
You
but
believe in Bigfoot?
Like the shape of it. I think I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm iffy with Bigfoot. I do believe there's extraterrestrial. I believe in aliens. I do. I do. I really don't. I really don't feel like there's like. I'm religious. I believe God made everybody, and I believe if aliens were real, God would let us know. You know, in the Bible. But
I believe Bigfoot.
but at the same time, that it's just like it's hard not to believe that there's aliens because there's so much different. You know, not really facts because you know we don't know if they're facts. They can say they're facts, but you know
Do you
what I'm
believe in ghosts?
Like,
Like, have you ever had a ghost situation happen to you?
saying? Yes.
no. Well,
What?
define
light flickering.
ghost. Are you talking about like
Like if-
spirits, or are you talking about like
Ghosts.
Casper?
Like Casper.
No.
Oh, I guess technically a spirit then.
No.
Like, have you ever just been like doing something and you hear like something fall over in another room, or like a voice?
The only experience I really have.
The paranormal.
I was gonna say we used to binge watch Paranormal Activity, so
I didn't binge watch it, but I've watched all of it.
we would watch it like every day.
We were obsessed.
We was big on
That and like Ghost
So-
Adventures.
Mm.
Really, the only.
I meant to say Ghost Adventures. Paranormal
You-
Activity is the movie, right?
Yeah.
I meant to say we'd binge watch Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
We'd watch that every single day.
Yeah. So sorry guys, we're back. Had a little got a little confused on the time, but we are back. Got one more story. So we were talking about ghosts and spirits and stuff, right? And Alex asked Jordan if he had had any kind of ghost things, and it brought my mind. So Dad, my father, he has told me about a ghost on Big Hill, right?
You ever heard about the ghost on Big Hill?
Nah, I don't know.
Okay.
Let me hear the story first.
So-
Maybe.
Apparently, years and years ago, on Big Hill, there was a this couple going to a prom, maybe, and they wrecked and the girl died, right? I guess she was wearing a white dress or something, right? It's very like generic, woman
Like
goes
this was probably like 50s, 1950s,
Yeah,
or
it was-
like back in the day.
back in the day.
Before Big Hill is.
Yeah, it's
the
probably
Big Hill
still
is
the
now.
old back road,
Yeah.
probably.
And So Dad told me that he was on second shift, coming home from work, or maybe on a weekend or something. He was coming home late, and he said that he looked in his rearview mirror, and the ghost rode with him from the bottom of Big Hill to the top, and then got out.
Well,
That's basically all this ghost would do, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
from
all
what
she
I
would do.
heard.
just catch a ride from
Yeah,
top to
catch a
bottom.
ride.
Like you would just happen to notice the ghost in there, only on Big Hill. It would just get in and get out.
I mean, do you have to pull over and let
No.
it in?
Mm-mm.
You would just notice it in there.
What?
Like, I'm sure there's somebody that has a story of maybe something happening, but everything I've heard, like, they would just show up in your vehicle and then get out. They wouldn't ride with you past Big Hill.
If anybody watches this and you're local, tell us.
Well,
your
I'm a local.
experience with
Even if you're
Big
not
Hill
local,
ghosts.
comment down below if you've had any ghost stories.
So
I'm curious to hear more Big Hill ghost stories.
That too.
If anybody else,
Give us
So,
some Big Hill ghost stories.
I have a Big Hill ghost story.
all right.
So I was coming home. It was really late, and I think there's a time frame. I think it's anywhere from 1 to 3, 1 in the morning to 3 in the morning. Anytime in that, like if there's a certain time within that time frame, within 2 hours, that she's the most active. So I'm riding from the top of Big Hill to the bottom, going home, and then I get nervous talking about this. It scared me to death. So I'm riding right from the top. So I get probably a quarter of the way down Big Hill, and I just looked in my rearview mirror and kind of glanced back down. And I look, and I swear, dude, there's a white misty object. It like you can't really tell the face. It's not just as plain as looking at that barrel right there, but you can definitely tell it's something back there, right? And you can kind of see the hair and kind of like the silhouette of the person back there. There wasn't a word said. I didn't have any music playing.
You just kept driving,
It was
right?
dead silent. I drove the whole way and just kept periodically looking, and it was still there. It would not leave. I got to the bottom of the Big Hill. I looked one last time, seen it. Drove like another 1,200 foot. Looked back, it was gone.
I have a story. It's not of a ghost. It was just a very weird experience. It was after work one night. I come to Jackson County. I'm driving through S Tree, like all the way through S Tree, hit the gravel towards the campground.
Yeah.
I get towards the end of the blacktop of S Tree, driving, it's midnight, 1 a.m. almost, and walking towards me in the middle of the road is a guy wearing like a white jumpsuit.
I remember you telling this story.
White jumpsuit.
Was this last year?
Maybe, yeah, I think so. And it looked like he was carrying a knife.
Yes.
A big, long, fixed blade knife. And he got out of my way. I drove past him, but man, that was weird. I grabbed my gun. I got my gun up here. It's ready to go. Something else pops up.
Yeah.
So I keep driving. And right before I hit the gravel, there's a car broke down in the middle of the road. The blinkers on, doors open, lights on.
All doors open?
Yeah.
All four.
Trunk open. I think the hood was open as well. It's weird. And I just kind of scooted past it.
What if it had been blocking the whole road?
Well, it was. I had to get out of the road to get by it.
That's scary.
That
Like
was
if you
sick.
see a car broke down, you can't really stop.
There was
because
no
you
one
know
in it.
They could potentially just be setting you up, right?
Yeah.
Somebody could be there waiting on you to stop and stab you, shoot you, whatever.
Wearing a white gown, holding a knife. It was sketchy, dude. It was weird.
I forgot about that story.
Dude, that
You should have ran him over. Yeah, I
That's
forgot
wild.
about that story.
that is wild. That's crazy. Well, guys, if that's
I believe
it.
that's it for today.
That's it for the
Wrap it up.
episode. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. Then again, our Facebook page is in the description.
Like and subscribe.
If you cannot find it, go to Facebook, look up Shop Talk Podcast. By the time this gets uploaded, we may have a different profile picture, but the cover photo will probably be us three. That's how you know it's the right one. Get on there, shoot us a follow, a like,
Share it with your buddies.
share it with your buddies, let everybody know your friendly neighborhood rednecks. So that's
See
it for this episode.
See you next time.
See you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.